Some stories fade with time, but the most powerful live forever in our mountains, rivers, and hearts.
This is PhungaTales, your journey through the legends that shaped our culture.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're stepping away from the usual data and analysis. We're diving into something much older, much more primal, really the incredible folklore of Northeast India.
That's right. We're focusing specifically on Manipur, which historically was known as Kangleipak.
And our sources, well, they highlight this really fascinating modern effort in cultural preservation. There's a company, PhungaTales, that's working to keep these oral traditions alive for new generations.
Exactly. And the story we're getting into today, it's one of the most gripping, honestly, quite terrifying legends from the Meitei tradition. We're talking about Lai Khutshangbi.
The long-arm terror sounds chilling already.
It is. Our goal here is to really immerse ourselves, unpack this legend, this feeling of ancient dread, but also see how it's about family love, about a mother's quick thinking, and how it even shapes the land itself.
Okay, but before we meet the monster, we need to understand the setting for these stories. You mentioned the funga.
Yes, the funga. It's so much more than just like a fireplace or a stove. Think of it as the sacred hearth, really the absolute heart of a Meitei home.
So cooking, yes, but also community.
Absolutely community.
Yeah.
It was the social hub. It's where the elders would gather everyone and pass down everything: history, wisdom, cosmology. Stories of gods, heroes, and, well, monsters like Lai Khutshangbi.
Ah, okay. So sharing this terrifying story actually happens in a place of warmth, of safety. It kind of frames the darkness that's just outside the firelight.
Perfectly put. It grounds the terror right there in the domestic space. You gather close because there's something dangerous lurking out there.
And that threat in this case is a hengchabi.
Right, that's the general term for these terrifying creatures of legend. And this specific one is Lai Khutshangbi.
Okay, let's break down this anatomy of terror. The name itself, Lai Khutshangbi, it feels like it tells a story on its own.
It really does. It's like a compact warning label. You've got Lai, which points to something with divine or maybe terrible power, something beyond human. Then Hut, that's simpler, just hand or arm.
Right.
And Shangbi means long.
Right.
So you put it together.
The long-handed terrible power. It's all about the reach, isn't it?
Exactly. That's her primary threat.
Mm-hmm.
And the descriptions, they really lean into this. We're talking impossibly long arms. They drag on the ground, leaving these spooky snaking trails in the dirt and leaves.
Ah.
And her fingers end in these sharp, like thorn-like claws. But it gets creepier.
Ooh.
She's got this wide, gaping mouth, sure, but the sources mention her long, searching tongue, and it supposedly tastes the air for fear.
Tastes the air for fear. Wow, that's not just a brute monster, that's psychological.
Completely. It suggests she's drawn to dread. She feeds on anxiety. It elevates her beyond just a physical threat.
Does this specific trait, the fear sensing, pop up elsewhere in Manipuri myths? Or is she maybe more of a bogeyman figure, designed to keep kids inside, enforce rules?
That's a really sharp question. While the hingchabi category includes various beasts, like Khutshangbi's specific methods, the quiet approach, exploiting fear, it strongly suggests she's a cautionary figure. She embodies the danger of the wild pressing in on the safe, civilized space of the home. She's why you kept the fire burning bright all night.
It makes the family in the story feel even more vulnerable. We have Shashipa, the father, Shashima, the mother, and their young son, Shashi. And where do they live? Right on the edge, where the rice paddies meet the jungle.
That location is everything. And Shashipa, he's not just any father. He's described as this legendary protector. His bravery alone, just his presence, was said to keep the monster away.
He has to leave.
He has to leave. And it's not for some grand quest, it's for work. Basic economics. He needs to travel to a distant valley for many days to earn money, secure their future.
But securing the future means surviving the present, and he's taking the main defense with him.
Precisely. The stakes just shoot up. And his instructions to Shashima are chilling because you know what's coming. Keep the door barred after sunset.
Do not venture out.
The fire must never die. He's leaving her and their child completely exposed.
You can just imagine the silence after he leaves, can't you? Heavy with dread. But the real horror starts on the third night. It's not loud, it's subtle.
Yeah, these sources describe this deep chill settling in, even near the fire. And then the sound.
Wow, that sound. The sound of those arms dragging closer.
Horrifying. And the monster is smart, or maybe cunning. She doesn't just attack, she tests. Presses her face described as horrific, right against the thin bamboo wall,
And she speaks. She asks for him.
in their own language, which makes it even more violating. Shashipa lobro, Shashipa halaklabro. Is Shashipa home? Is your husband inside? It's a direct challenge.
And Shashima, she has her young son right there. She has to find the strength to lie.
It's pure maternal defense, wit born from desperation.
Her reply is so simple, but think of the courage it takes. Hoi, Shashipa yumda lai.
Yes, my husband Shashipa is home. Imagine saying that, keeping your voice steady while staring at that monstrous face through the slats. The effort must have been immense.
Night after night, this repeats. The monster hears the lie, believes the protector is home, and retreats. That scrape fades away, leaving just frustration behind. Human wit versus primal power.
But you know that can't last, right? Either Shashima breaks or the monster gets suspicious. How long can that lie possibly hold?
Exactly the crisis point. Luckily, just as things must be reaching a breaking point, Shashipa returns.
Relief washes over them, surely. But then he sees Shashima, sees the fear, the exhaustion, hears her story of nightly terror.
And his reaction isn't panic. It's described as this cold, sharp fury, a terrifying stillness.
Yeah, and his words are absolute. That ends tonight.
This is the shift, isn't it? From the mother's defensive wit.
To the father's offensive action, he goes straight for his weapon, the ta. And it's not just any sword. It's described as this long, single-edged blade, a sliver of polished steel passed down through generations. It's history, courage made tangible.
He prepares it, he's ready, and the plan. It requires Shashima to do the one thing she hasn't dared to do.
She has to tell the truth, reverse the lie that protected them. That becomes the bait.
He tells her, this time, say, Shashipa yumda leite, akapara chutuki.
Shashipa's not home. He is far away. Then he takes the ta and melts into the deepest shadows near the wall, waiting.
The monster comes, that scrape. Shashima delivers the line, and the monster believes it.
You can almost hear the change, this guttural sound of like pure triumph. It senses victory, an easy victim. Doesn't even try the door this time.
No, it abandons all caution. It just smashes an arm straight through the bamboo wall.
A powerful snaking arm, reaching, groping blindly towards where the child sleeps. The terror is suddenly very real, very physical inside the house.
And that's Shashipa's cue. He bursts from the shadows.
Described as a blur of white cloth and gleaming steel, the action is swift, decisive.
He brings the Todd down hard.
Clean through the arm. The sound effect in the telling is just brutal. Swish, check.
Instant. Final.
And the visual detail, they include this thick black liquid spouting from the stump, the severed arm twitching. It drives home the sheer power involved, both the monsters and Shashipa's.
Okay, so one arm down. But what follows is just as important for the folklore, isn't it? The monster's reaction.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just pain, it's a lament. A deafening screech rips through the night, agony and rage mixed together.
And it curses Shashima specifically for her cleverness.
Yes. The sources give us the mighty phrase, Ayo Ema, Ayo Yo, Limadeng Deng Ning Jabi, which translates to something like, Oh mother, I am dead, you big liar of Limadeng. Limadeng meaning the earthly realm. It calls out her lie, the very thing that thwarted it before.
But it's not dead yet. It drags itself away, one arm remaining, leaving that trail of black blood.
And Shashipa knows. A wounded monster is a vengeful monster. He says, I must finish this. He can't leave the threat lingering.
So at dawn, he follows the trail, deep into the jungle. And this is where the story does something amazing. It connects this epic battle directly to the landscape of Manipur.
It really does. It becomes an origin story. The tale explains that where this thick black blood splattered on leaves, ferns, tree trunks, it left a permanent stain. Deep crimson burgundy marks.
So those red patches you sometimes see on plants in the jungle there?
According to the legend, that's the eternal blood of Lai Khutshangbi. It's a physical reminder etched onto the world. The terror might be gone, but its memory remains literally in the foliage.
That's incredible. It gives the natural world a layer of narrative meaning. What about the final fight?
The sources mention it happens deeper in the jungle. That's chapter 10 for those following the PhungaTales numbering. Shashipa, with that same resolve, finds the weakened creature and severs the second arm. The terror is finally, truly over.
And the village?
Celebration. Relief. The sound isn't the monster's screech anymore. It's the lively music of the pina, the traditional fiddle. Joy replaces fear. Shashi, the son, grows up safe thanks to his father's bravery and, just as crucially, his mother's wit.
So, thinking about this whole story, what's the big takeaway for you listening right now? It feels like this perfect blend, doesn't it? High fantasy monster, but grounded in real family dynamics.
Definitely. It shows how folklore works, it entertains, it warns, but it also reinforces values. Here, it's the strength of the family unit. Shashipa's courage, yes, but Shashima's intelligence is just as vital, and it even explains a part of their natural world.
And the fact that groups like PhungaTales are preserving these stories is so important. It's not just about saving old tales, it's keeping Manipuri cultural heritage alive, sharing that wisdom about courage, cunning, even the origin of a red leaf with everyone.
It ensures the legend lives on not just as a fireside story, but as part of a living culture.
And it leaves us with this amazing final thought. The legend lives on in the jungle itself. So maybe you should ask yourself, how many things in your world, a weird rock formation, a certain color on a flower, a hidden stream, how many of those are actually echoes of old stories?
Echoes of heroic battles or ancient events, recorded not in textbooks, but in folklore. Maybe we see geology, but perhaps we should also be looking for the story underneath. It might be the truest history we have.
That's a fantastic point to ponder. If you found the story as captivating as we did, and you want more like it from PhungaTales and other traditions, please do hit that subscribe button. It helps us keep these deep dives coming.
And if you want to actually read or maybe gift this specific story, check the description below. We've put a link there for the beautifully illustrated storybook from PhungaTales.
Buying the book is a great way to experience the story again, and importantly, support the work they do in bringing these cultural treasures to life.
Your support really does make a difference.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Kanglaipak and the Long-Armed Terror.
Find the link to storybook waiting for you in the description below. Yeah.
Your support helps us bring more cultural stories to life. Thank you.